What is going on, you guys? It's your man, the Grass Ninja. We're going to start the Kabuto Sage Mode Kabuto versus the 5 Kage discussion. Now, this is going to be a series of videos, okay? So this first one is just going to be Kabuto's stats and his powers and where he lies on the power scale or whatever. We're going to cover all of his abilities and his jutsu and everything that we know he can use. And then the next videos will be like the 5 Kage and how they compare to or stack up against Kabuto in various settings. So moving forward, right, there will be a couple caveats when it comes to the versus battles. For one, Kabuto is not going to be allowed to use reanimation in these discussions. So this is Kabuto purely with his Sage Mode and all his ninjutsu and everything, all his summonings, excluding reanimation, of course, versus the 5 Kage in the 5 Kage Summit. So instead of Sasuke versus the 5 Kage at the Summit or whatever, it's going to be Kabuto at the Summit. And then we're going to do Madara versus the 5 Kage during the War Arc. Instead of Madara, we're going to give them Sage Mode Kabuto and see how he stacks up in that battle, okay? So now, if you're not familiar, right, this actually could go either way, right? Because I don't know if Kabuto is powerful enough to flex on the 5 Kage the way Madara did. But at the same time, he might be powerful enough to literally one-shot all of them. So we actually have to go over all of Kabuto's abilities and figure out just how powerful Kabuto really is. Because I think Kabuto is one of the most underrated ninja in all of Naruto, right? He's walking around the Boruto era today, running an orphanage, taking care of like a litter of Uchiha babies and shit, and he's technically one of the closest beings to awakening 6 Paths chakra outside of Naruto, Sasuke, and anybody they gave birth to. You know what I'm saying? So, part 1, early Shippuden base Kabuto. Where does he stack, right? And then we have to go over the Orochimaru amalgamation Kabuto, because technically all those powers are just stacking onto his base, right? So we have base Kabuto, right? Part 1, early Shippuden, whatever. He's comparable to Kakashi, right? So he's Kakashi level in the words of Jiraiya and Orochimaru and stuff. And then we see him fight against Tsunade, and we learn that Kabuto is actually a medical ninjutsu expert. So he has expertise over the human body. He understands the human biology. He understands how to attack the chakra network. So my dude's incredible, right? He's so incredible that Tsunade actually steals or borrows some of his techniques in order to save Naruto's friends after the Sasuke retrieval arc. So, what's it called? Tsunade, going through all her medical knowledge and stuff, can't think of any way to save these kids, and then remembers Kabuto had a jutsu, and then she learns how to do it, and then that was the key to saving Naruto's friends, right? So, Tsunade, borrowing his techniques, also supports the idea that he's an expert level medical ninja, and he is very formidable. Now, if that wasn't impressive enough, he actually has 2 variations to his medical ninjutsu that make him even crazier. So one, he can negate people's durability. So thanks to his medical ninjutsu, he has the chakra scalpel, right? Now this chakra scalpel kind of is like a gentle fist sort of technique, where it's not Hyuga clan based or Byakugan based, but all he has to do is tap you in the right spot, in the right point of your body, and he could be severing muscle tissues, cutting off organs, targeting your chakra network, and shutting down your chakra, supply, right? So my dude is out here literally able to attack the chakra network with this scalpel to the point where Jinchuriki have their link to their Biju chakra severed temporarily. So he can stop a Jinchuriki from fortifying Biju chakra, right? He can 2-tap you, take down a couple of muscle tissues, and then he can immobilize you because you won't be able to lift your legs anymore, or like sever your spinal cord, and then boom, you're not walking. You know what I'm saying? So the chakra scalpel kind of negates his opponent's durability, and we know he's Kakashi tier, so that's like Kakashi level taijutsu mixed with negating your durability, bonusing, or plus his bonus regen factor, because his medical ninjutsu can be used to fortify his own regenerative stats, so he can literally heal on the fly. This dude was attempting to negate the Rasengan. This dude got, like, he literally almost tanked it. He got hit with Naruto's Rasengan, and as he was getting hit with it, used medical ninjutsu to repair the damage as he received it, right? And then he almost walked away from the shit too. So, like, my dude Kabuto, if it wasn't for plot armor, could have tanked a Rasengan, arguably. You know what I'm saying? So, one of his only weaknesses throughout all of Shippuden is actually plot armor, right? He's just put in his place because he's not meant to be that guy, you know? So, Kabuto, part 1, comparable to Kakashi, he's a medical expert, has expert knowledge on the human body. Tsunade's out here stealing his techniques, if that means anything to you. He's highly regenerative, right? And then he has the chakra scalpel, so he can negate his opponent's durability. You take this Kabuto, and then you add the Orochimaru amalgamation stuff, right? And he becomes incredibly powerful, right? So he's already Kakashi tier and everything. Add Orochimaru's chakra or Orochimaru's DNA, because he has Orochimaru's DNA implanted in him, so he literally gets fortified with Orochimaru's chakra, amping his strength. Then he goes to Ryuchi Cave to learn Sage Mode from the snakes, right? So he gets the White Snake Sage Mode. He masters that shit. So he gets Sage Mode stacking on top of all of his Kakashi amps and all of his feats there with the Orochimaru chakra. Then he goes out of his way to clone Manda. Manda was Orochimaru's snake summon that was comparable to Gamabunta, right? There was a rivalry amongst all the three-way deadlock or whatever. Arguably, Manda was like the most powerful, or at least the most vicious out of all of them, right? Kabuto clones Manda, and now he has an augmented, superior version of Manda that he calls Manda 2. So he can summon a super superior version of Manda to the battlefield. Then he fortifies himself with Hashirama cells, okay? This is where things get messed up, because Kabuto has Kakashi level feats or whatever. He's negating durability, highly regenerative, medical expert, understands the human body, Sage Mode, Orochimaru chakra, Hashirama cells, bro. So Sage Mode already buffs any existing stat you have, right? And then Hashirama cells fortifies your chakra reserves and your regen stat. So Sage Mode, when it comes to Kabuto's regen stat, do you understand how fortified his regenerative capabilities are? So he's already starting with a high regen stat, right? And then Sage Mode fortifies that. Then Hashirama cells fortifies that even more, and you could argue Sage Mode fortifies the Hashirama cells, right? But let's just say Sage Mode, Hashirama cells on top of his high regen, okay? Then he implants Team Taka's DNA, which means he gets Karin Uzumaki's rejuvenation techniques, which means he can heal himself even more, right? And then you fortified with Jugo's Kekkei Genkai, which stabilizes and fortifies his Sage Mode. So this dude is in Sage Mode indefinitely. There's no time limit, there's no cutting out of it or whatever. He can just suck in nature energy passively. He doesn't think about it or concentrate on it anymore. And then, since he's already highly regenerative, right, if you were to hit him, he has the liquefaction jutsu, which increases his durability in a different way, right? But you can't even hit him by conventional means, right? So he's got liquefaction, so like you couldn't like, he could just turn into water. He's on Bruce Lee shit right now. He literally becomes water. And then if you use lightning release to try to combat that, he's got Orochimaru's snake jutsu thing where he can literally just turn into snakes or shed his skin or whatever. So he's incredibly durable. Then he's incredibly regenerative. And then you give him freaking Sound 4 and Kimimaru's abilities. Like, those people, a lot of people think of those dudes as nothing. They're like bottom tier shinobi or whatever, but like when you take their abilities and what they were capable of and then you stack Sage Mode onto it, bro, do you understand what we're talking about here? So he has Kimimaru's Kekkei Genkai. This is the bone manipulation technique, right? Kimimaru's clan is called the Kaguya clan, right? They are descendants of Kaguya. They have inherited her bone manipulation technique, right? The bone all-killing ash jutsu, right? So this bone manipulation is a derivative of that. Then you augment it with Sage Mode, fortifying it even stronger. So like, even if you did hit him, right, it's arguable you'd be able to break his bones or anything. So he's over here super durable, and then can turn into water or snakes, and even if you could hurt him somehow, he can heal himself, right? And then he has Tayuya's Genjutsu. When I tell you this shit is broken, I'm not joking. Tayuya's Genjutsu, again, augmented with Sage Mode, was at a level where Itachi and Sasuke couldn't break out of it independently, right? It took the assistance of Tsukiyomi and an EMS Sharingan Genjutsu from Sasuke to shatter this genjutsu, right? So this is a Sage Art auditory genjutsu from Kabuto, thanks to Taiyuya's genetic implant, right? So this is so powerful, right? Because there's two ways to break out a genjutsu, right? You either disrupt your own chakra, or some outside party will disrupt your chakra for you, right? And it's understood that the Uchiha can use the Sharingan to aid them in breaking down genjutsu. So the fact that Itachi and Sasuke, right, were unable to just independently shut down this genjutsu, bro, it's insanely broken. Sasuke broke Tsukiyomi with 3 Tomo Sharingan, right? So if you want to give Sasuke that feat, then that means EMS Sasuke couldn't break this shit. You know, it took Tsukiyomi from an outside party. You had to combine the 2 methods to break genjutsu in order to break this shit, you know? And it took Mangekyo Sharingan level genjutsu to break. So, like, it's really freaking broken, bro. So Taiyuya genjutsu, literally just immobilizing almost everybody in the verse, compared, adding Kidomaru's, like, spider silk chakra thing, bro. The bow and arrow from Kidomaru, right? Like the sensory skills Kidomaru has, the vision he has, right? To be able to snipe Neji from like hundreds of meters away, hundreds of kilometers away, I think it was actually. The fact that he was able to do this, right? Augment that with Sage Mode, Kabuto's abilities. This dude could probably one-shot people who weren't even aware he was on the battlefield, bro. You know? So, like, even Kabuto can use Shadow Clones. So, like, there could be snipers launching Sage Mode enhanced arrows on the battlefield, bro. And then when you think about it, that bow and arrow could be fortified with Kimimaru's bone shit now, so it's even stronger. Like, holy fuck, bro. When you really analyze Kabuto, right, and the potential he has for jutsu, right, it gets scary. Because Kabuto has the inorganic reanimation technique, actually. It's Sage Art inorganic reanimation, where he can weaponize the terrain. So he can literally control the battlefield, the earth and shit on the terrain, and warp it in all these inorganic shapes to do whatever he feels he wants it to do, right? Kaguya weaponized the entire dimension to fight Naruto, and she was moving glaciers and the terrain and shit and attacking Naruto and stuff. This is what Kabuto's doing, right? So Kabuto can like weaponize the terrain to fight you, and then with Jirobo's earth style, if he seals you in like an earth dome, he can siphon off your chakra. So Kabuto has the ability to absorb your chakra now. So weaponize the terrain after putting you in genjutsu and sealing all your chakra. Literally, that's GG for most people, okay? And then if you take Sakan and Ukon's ability to like basically like morph their body into other people and then like take over their abilities and stuff, this could be thought of as like an assist or a way to buff Orochimaru's already stealing people's body technique that Kabuto has access to. So this is why Kabuto's so scary, because we already talked about base Kabuto being comparable to Kakashi. He's a medical expert, right? Tsunade gave him praise by taking his techniques. One of his only weaknesses in the whole show is plot armor, because literally Izanami came out of nowhere, and then Itachi literally sacrificed the Sharingan to take this dude down. So, like, the only reason Kabuto couldn't win is because we needed Sasuke to fight Naruto, you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, plot armor is one of his main weaknesses, which just speaks to how powerful of a character he really is. He's already highly regenerative in base, and his attacks negate your durability. Take that base Kabuto augmented with Orochimaru's chakra, Sage Mode, Hashirama cells, Karin, Jugo, and Suigetsu's abilities. You give him Kimimaru's Kekkei Genkai, Taiyuya's Genjutsu, Kidomaru, Sakan, and Jirobo's abilities, all fortified by his Sage Mode, right? Access to summonings like Manda 2? This dude is broken, bro. This dude is beyond real. You know, like him versus Obito would have been crazy, because if it's a one-on-one, bro, if he got caught in that Taiyuya Genjutsu, that's like he has to use Izanagi to like kill himself and come back in a new form or whatever, like rewrite reality so he didn't actually get caught in the Genjutsu. That's kind of scary right now, bro. Sage Mode Kabuto is broken. There's a reason he was one of like the top 3 bad guys right now. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the war, it was Kabuto, Obito, and Madara. And then Kaguya came in and kind of ruined the whole scale or whatever. But she's kind of the symbol of like a new era or a new arc at the end of the day. So the war arc, right? The war arc Kabuto is just broken, bro. And him versus the 5 Kage, I feel like it's a very interesting discussion. I'm wondering how Kabuto would fare 1v1 against each Kage, and then I think he's even strong enough to possibly tangle with all 5 of them at the same time. So let me know what you guys are thinking. How strong is Kabuto by the end of this? And in the Boruto era, with everything, like, do you think if he did achieve his goal of actually acquiring Sasuke's body and adding it to his amalgamation, would he have, like, awakened 6 paths chakra? Because even Kabuto was out here saying that once I steal Kabuto's body, or once I steal Sasuke's body, I will become the closest thing on the planet to the Sage of 6 Paths, right? And he's not wrong. Fitted with Hashirama cells, if he took Sasuke's body, right, he would have Indra's chakra and Ashura's chakra and potentially awaken Rinnegan. So, what do you guys think? Kabuto, underrated? Or, like, you think, like, you know, the 5 Kage are watching this dude? Anyway, I've been your man, the Grass Ninja. This is just part 1, bro. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.